Welcome to Love's Buzz Podcast, episode 27. After a while of a hiatus, I am back, and I have missed you guys terribly. And during this hiatus, I got to tell you, there was so much breaking news. It's crazy. So we're going to get to it. There is just so much that, first off, some sad news coming out of the acting world. Yes, Luke Perry has passed away at the age of 52. Now, I know that you guys have already heard this little piece of news, but I just wanted to reiterate how much this has shaken everybody up. And in the wake of 90210 getting a reboot, it's just incredible to think that we've lost him now. And he was such a big staple with 90210, and then in current day, it's just wow, it's still shocking. I mean, I know it's already been a little bit, but I am just still in the throes of shock when it comes to it. He was an amazing man. He really was. Everybody who knew him said he was just so incredible. And Shannon Doherty, yes, says he was my Dylan, and that just makes you want to tear up. It's just so sad and so heartbreaking. I am going to have a link below, which is going to have some very special and precious pictures of his daughter and so forth. So you may want to go and definitely take a look at that. I will have some links to pretty much almost everything that I talk about today, because there was some pretty good stuff to go along with it. Also, some more heartbreaking news coming out of the entertainment business is Alex Trebek. Once again, link below, you'll be able to check it out. Came out with the announcement that he is now battling stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And our hearts go out to him in the wake of such devastating news. It is the worst form of cancer with the lowest survival rate. So we just hope that, this fight... I'd love to see him beat it. He's such a staple of his time as well. So to Alex Trebek and his family, we're with you all the way. And I'm sure everybody is reiterating those sentiments today because it's once again, oh my God, cancer is such a horrible thing. I know pretty much everybody in the world has dealt with cancer in one way or another, either themselves. And with Relay for Life coming up very, very shortly. What a time, right? But yeah, everybody's dealt with it in one form or another, either themselves, a family member, a friend, a colleague, that kind of thing. So very, very sad. A beautiful video coming from Whoopi Goldburge, who we're so glad is on the mend. She came out and let us know that she had pneumonia in both lungs and apparently had almost passed away, and in true Whoopi fashion said she almost left this world, and that even people who were not crazy about her sent her some beautiful words, and they might speak differently after she returns. True Whoopi fashion. You'll be able to check out that video below as well. Such a good good thing to see her back. Love Whoopi. Love Whoopi. She explains that she almost died. Pneumonia is not a joke. My mom herself, speaking on personal terms here a little bit, she's had pneumonia a couple of times, and I tell you, it's just, you have to be very, very, very careful. And for those of you that maybe live in Canada and such, especially here, be so careful, especially with the cold, okay? You got to take care of yourself. In other news, there was so much coming out of this R.kelly. What can I say about this? This is just infuriating. Infuriating. Wow, guys. Infuriating. I will get the word out, I promise. I had a lot to say on this, but there's even more developments as I come to talk about it. If you guys did see the Gayle King interview, first of all, kudos to Gayle King. Dang nabbit, that woman is rock solid, incredible. She wasn't fazed a bit, even through all the craziness and insanity that is that I don't even want to call him a man. I just don't. I'm sorry. I just don't. He is an ugly piece. I can't even call him a human being. I just can't. I'm sorry, but with all the developments that has come out, it's been 25 years, but it does look like they're going to get him on just so much. So I'm really glad about that. Yeah. They're going to get him on a lot. There's going to be a couple of links below, okay, so check those out. But he has now been released on bond again for the second time. But his court appearances, as he screamed with his fist in the air, "I'm fighting for my life," and dropping the F-bomb on him and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm sorry, you're not a man. You're just not. And I have to put my opinion right there. Which, maybe some of you will dislike me for doing that. And I really, truly am sorry. But, I like to try to not be so, but I can't on this one. I just really can't. I really, really can't because, I've watched the Surviving R.kelly. I didn't get to watch it all. I wholeheartedly admit that. And I still plan to. But just from what I have seen, okay, because I did see, I think it was the last 3 episodes. And just, from the mother's standpoint to some of the girls, and just the time that was spent trying to protect the girls and get their kids back. I mean, it just, yeah, that whole thing just still shakes me. And the fact that he's still roaming around with his McDonald's. Now, he has money for a helicopter, but he doesn't have money to pay child support for his kids. Oh, come on. He says he has $300,000 and some dollars and $300,000 and some $1,000 in the bank, but he can't pay his child support. Whatever. Seriously. And when you think about that, think about how much his kids are going to hate him when they get older. Okay? Think about that. When they realize, yeah. I mean, seriously, come on now. In other developing news, and I'm sure there's going to be more on this, so I'm just going to give you the skinny for right now for what I'm aware of because I need to go and look up all the charges. We're going to move on to Jussie Smollett, who I just found out today has been indicted on 16 felony counts by a grand jury. And I want to get all of them so that I can come back to you in a further podcast, which should be tomorrow or the day after, either way. But I am definitely back for those of you wondering. I want to get a full list of these charges so that we can publicly put them out there real nice. This is what happens when you do dirt, okay, and people find out. The lying, the scheming, and all of that stuff, it all comes out in the wash. So all of these charges, I will let them out. Now, on to another final piece of news, and this is going to be our bigger piece of news that has been developing over the last while. And I'm going to keep it very kind of... it's so hard. The Leaving Neverland docuseries that has been released with the 2 boys claiming sexual abuse, Wade Robson and James Safechuck. Now, these 2 boys back in the day had testified to the fact that Michael had never done anything to them. Okay. Now, with that being said, that was then. Watching the docuseries, there are a lot of things that can kind of make sense now. There are some conflicting things. Either way, there's a lot coming out. I want you guys to further put your take on it by making sure you watch the series, see what you think, and comment below, okay? Now, the brothers have also released their opinion, having not seen this docuseries, and they come out and defend Michael. And I have that link below for you, so please watch that and let me know what you think. And other than that, one thing I don't agree with, okay, and I'm going to put it out there right now. One thing I don't agree with is, as a parent, you don't let your kid go and have a sleepover in somebody's bed. Come on now. Whether this story is true or not, whether most of it's lies or not, the fact is these parents did still let their kids go with somebody and sleep in their bed freely without thinking. Now, if I were these boys, it's a long road for them. They talked about that. And this is where the story kind of makes you wonder, because they do have anger with their parents for this. And I agree. I am so sorry. This is not speaking towards Michael and what he may have done, blah, 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 blah. But in the grand scheme of just the idea of taking your kids and saying, okay, here, go with this person, sleep in their bed. No. No, no, no. What the hell are you thinking? You don't do that. You don't allow your kids to go and sleep in somebody else's bed. I could probably say this about 1,000 times. Because frankly, and to the point, and absolutely brutally, honestly, meanly sickening. That alone makes you kind of wonder about the whole story. It just kind of does. And one thing I do have to say is when somebody is telling a story, when you're trying to read into a certain story and you're trying to figure out if certain facts are true or not, you want to look for how much detail there is. And for me, in watching it, what I did get to see, now, I'm going to wholeheartedly admit I haven't seen part 2. So much on my plate, but it just felt like there was so much detail. So it kind of makes you wonder. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I have an opinion one way or another, but it does kind of make you wonder if possibly some of it, all of it, a bit of it, whatever. It kind of makes you wonder if that is true or not. So, if it is, I feel for these boys because they've had so much to contend with. And at the time being told, if you tell this, we could both go to jail for the rest of our lives. Now, as most victims of sexual assault or anything like that, you will always find that they get given some kind of a threat. If you tell, they're going to be mad at you. It's going to be your fault. They're going to be mad at you. So it makes you wonder. Now, the other thing about all this that I hate is what it's doing to Paris and to her siblings, Michael's kids, and the rest of the family, the brothers, and all of that. These are all victims. These are all people that are having to deal with all of this, whether it's true or not. And he's been gone so long now already. I understand now, if it's true, this is the boys' way of these boys' way of putting it behind them, maybe getting a fresh start, maybe finally having some closure, whatever the case may be. Okay, fine. But I still hate what it does to the kids. I really, really do. To the family. It's just so devastating all the way around. And for people, and for Michael's fans who have so much faith in him, if this is true, this is devastating. Devastating. Just like we looked at Bill Cosby as being, you know, the ultimate father of the world, you know, and then that comes crashing down, you know. It's just devastating, period, to think that people that we look up to and we put so high and give them such a great life, and we do, as they get popular because of us. That is us that is giving them that life by being so ingrained in what they do and what they say. So it's devastating. It just is. And for this to continue is just incredibly sad. So hopefully at some point there can be some kind of closure all the way around. And hopefully at some point, either way, if he did it or not, he's gone now. And I believe that once you're gone, you deserve to just rest in peace. Your sins get answered for when you're gone. So, plain and simple, that's where we're at. And I want to thank you guys because I so have missed you. So for those of you returning who get to hear this, please respond below, follow, like, subscribe, all of that big stuff. For YouTube, and for those of you listening in other places, please let me know. My website is included, all the sites where you can hear this podcast. I want to hear from you guys. This is why I do it. I love you guys to absolute death. And just to let you know, I'm going to be doing some live streaming in the next while. I'm due to do that this Sunday. I will try to post a link as to where to let you know so that you guys can join me. And other than that, everybody, thank you so, so much. And I really, really hope that you'll keep returning and keep buzzing. Love you guys.